So in this video, we're looking at a mesh Wi-Fi system. It's the Deco X55. It's got Wi-Fi 6 and it covers up to 6,500 square feet. That's a pretty good sized house. I want to thank the guys at TP-Link for sending this over to review on the channel. I'll leave a link with pricing and more information down below. Nice thing is you can connect over 150 devices with this one. You get faster Wi-Fi speeds up to 3,000 megabits per second. This one's also going to work with the Deco app. It's also compatible with Alexa. Here's most of the specs here on the side of the box. If you want to see those in detail, you can just pause the video. Nice thing about this one is it has an optional Ethernet backhaul. It just makes the system a little bit more stable and is going to have faster speeds. You've also got 2.4 and 5 gigahertz connections. You also get 3 gigabit ports on each little Deco unit. Now, if at all possible, you're going to want to distribute these 3 sort of evenly in the house. So maybe 1 in the center and then 2 at the other ends. There's going to be so many variables depending on how many floors you have and so on. Before I had a mesh system, there were several spots in my house where the signal just wasn't strong enough. Luckily with this kind of system, it should be a lot better than just having one router in the center of your house. Setup on this actually should be really nice and simple. All you got to do is download the Deco app. There's going to be a couple different ways to set this up. Now, if you're like me and you don't have a modem, and these sort of work as your modem, otherwise you can just plug these right into the back of your existing modem. And then all you got to do is open up the Deco app to finish the setup. Once you get everything out of the box, you're gonna have 3 little Deco routers, nice little rubber feet on the bottom, 3 Ethernet ports on the back of each one, and then where you plug in the power down there at the bottom. Nice thing is you can connect 1 Ethernet port to your modem and then have 2 more ports to plug in to other devices to get a faster connection. Or if you want to run 1 to your modem and then connect this one to your other ones, you still have 1 left on here, 2 available on the other 2. And then of course you're going to get your power adapter for each one, nice flat Ethernet cable to connect to your modem, and then of course your quick start guide. It also says here certain older devices are not compatible with Wi-Fi 6, so you may have to update the driver or software for those wireless devices. So all you have to do to add these to the app is choose which model you have. In my case, I got the X55. So all I have to do is find a suitable spot for the first router and then you just head next. One thing you don't want to do is put these next to large electrical appliances to minimize interference. You also want to put these in an open area so that there's nothing real close to it, if at all possible. So once you plug this in, the LED light should be pulsing blue. Here's what my older mesh Wi-Fi system looks like. Somewhat similar shape here, they're just a little bit taller. And the newer Wi-Fi 6 version has 3 ports on the back, where the older one only had 2. So once you choose which model you have, you just go ahead and hit next. Power off your existing modem. For me, I don't have a modem since I already had a mesh network. I don't have a modem, so I just click down below. Go ahead and plug in your first Deco, and then you just wait till the light on the front is pulsing blue. Okay, so then it should connect to the Deco, and then you just label where it's located. Just go ahead and hit next, and then it should go ahead and set up automatically. And then this is where you just set up your Wi-Fi name and password. Then you just go ahead and let it do its thing. It really doesn't take that long to set this up. It's pretty easy. Once you have the first one set up, when you plug in the other 2 Decos, it should connect automatically to the network within 2 minutes. And you should be good to go. Now, one thing I like to do is separate the 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. So that way I know which one I'm connecting to. All you gotta do is enable guest network and then choose 5 gigahertz only. Then you can rename that one to whatever you want and then turn off 5 gigahertz on your main connection. That way you've got 2 different ones. You've got one that's only 2.4 and the other that's only 5 gigahertz. Then here on the home screen, it's gonna tell you how many devices are on your network. Obviously, everyone's going to be a little bit different depending on what you have, what kind of smart home devices you have, and so on. You can also create shortcuts or automation. They've also got a 30-day free trial of Home Shield Pro, where it's sort of a real-time protection against attacks and to keep your personal information secure. It also has messages up here in the corner that's going to give you updates on what devices are connected, if you have a software update, that kind of stuff. You can also pick certain devices to have high priority if you want to have better internet speeds during your work from home hours. After testing out this mesh Wi-Fi system, after a week or so, everything seems to be pretty stable. The range seems pretty good in my house as well. My download speeds are pretty much the same as before with my other mesh Wi-Fi system from TP-Link, so not a huge jump there in performance from my existing mesh Wi-Fi system, but still pretty good results compared to my older system where it was just one router. Not to mention better coverage as well. It's also nice you have 2 ports there on the back of each Deco to use for Ethernet, besides the port that you can use to connect 2 other Decos. So there's going to be a ton of variables when it comes to size of your house, where you've got the router set up, how many devices are connected, and so on. So I usually have about 30 devices connected because I've got a lot of smart home devices like the Nest thermostat, Wemo lights, that kind of stuff. I also noticed when playing games on my gaming PC, the ping seemed to be about the same, maybe slightly better, so that was good to see as well. I also tested my download and upload speeds on several devices, and they all seem to be about what I'm paying for. My download speed stayed right around 200 megabits per second for the 5 gigahertz, and then 70 to 80 megabits per second download speeds with the 2.4 gigahertz. Again, these numbers are going to vary depending on what speeds you can get in your area. So if you already have a mesh Wi-Fi system and it seems to be working pretty good, you've got nice coverage, you're getting speeds that you're paying for, I don't think this Deco system is for you. But if you're still using just one router to cover your entire house, then yeah, you may want to look into something like this, especially considering the price of this one. It's definitely pretty affordable when compared to others out there. And then my upload speeds are pretty much the same as download. That's just how the internet we have works. Overall, just nice job here by TP-Link. And if you still have just the one router that's covering your entire house, you're probably gonna notice there's certain spots where you don't have as good a coverage. That's when you definitely wanna get a mesh Wi-Fi system like this Deco system by TP-Link. Nice thing is you can actually add other Decos to this system if you wanna extend the coverage even further. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.